Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video, and today I have a pretty interesting topic to tackle with you guys because I want to talk about a little bit of the pessimism, a little bit of the selling motion, selling attitude I've been seeing, and also a little bit of the FUDsters is what I want to discuss with you guys. Now, this video is going to be mainly focused on Bitcoin and XRP, or at least the examples and the intuitions that I give are based upon Bitcoin and XRP, but in reality, it is applicable to every cryptocurrency out there that you want to hold or expect profits from in the future yourself. So, in reality, even if you don't hold any Bitcoin, XRP, or any of these mainstream cryptos, you'll probably still understand the picture and you can probably still learn something from it. Now, one thing I must mention and must explain to you guys is that this video is meant to be watched all the way through, and it doesn't matter when you watch this, right? If you watch this in a couple of months, couple of weeks, or you're skipping it for now, it's all fine because it's going to be a classic piece. Now, guys, before we get into it, make sure you press the like button and comment down below what the video should be about next, or next video should be about, and let's get into it. So, the reason for me commenting back to a couple of you guys and actually making this video right now is because of all the comments I've been receiving on YouTube, and it's really shocked me a little bit, to say the least. So, what I've been seeing here is just a really deeply negative attitude. And even if I check through other people's videos in the communities, deeply negative. And one of the things I've been seeing most often is, all right, you've been promising gains for a couple of months, but where are they going to be? And second of all is, man, these prices are going to be dropping. It's just a matter of time. And third one is, we're never going to be seeing a run like before again. Kind of like the hopeless attitude. That's just really what I'm kind of pointing you guys towards. So my response to a lot of those people was like, all right, you do you. All right, you can sell if you want to. I'm not going to hold it against you. You do you. But are you so sure about your decision? All right, or shouldn't you reconsider? Or what's your motive behind selling? And again, one of the response I've received most was, there's just too many false price promises, and really it's not worth the wait anymore. It's been taking too long. It's not going to happen. All right. Let's keep that in the back of our head. One thing I want to quickly show you guys is just a little of the Google Trends. And I've done this video a couple of times before. I actually deleted them all because I was not happy with the results and with my conclusions, because it was taking too long for me to come to a conclusion. I didn't like it, so I redid it now. And what I wanted to show you guys with Google Trends was just plain simply that at any point right now, you don't know what the next future is going to bring in terms of interest. Right, and this is interest in time is really what this chart shows here. And a fun fact is that if you take any point before the 25th of November, for example, this would have all looked like ridiculously huge like time. Like even from the start here, April to May of 2017, it all looked like really good territory up until the run began in midst of November of 2017. Right, that's one fun part I wanted to mention. And also what I often think about then if I'm looking at these Google Trends is that right now, we could be exactly in the same scenario that we were at a couple of years ago. Right now, it could just be kind of a average sort of scenario. In this case, you can see the mean of the last couple of weeks is around 7. Last year or 2 years ago, the mean was around 4 within the first half of the year. Same kind of goes for us right now. So there could be another spike that's going to go as high, double as high as this one did in terms of interest. It could be. But one thing you should take in the back of your head is that interest cannot be predicted up front. You really have no idea what the interest is going to do, right? You might predict like you do, but you don't, right? I'm going to simply say that out loud right now. I really am speculating that nobody knows how the interest is going to be looking like in a couple of weeks or months from now. Why I'm also saying that is because swell was probably in this one right here, right? I mean, swell should have been one of the moments that people looked up XRP like crazy or looked up Ripple like crazy. Did they really, though? It's a 7 here, while a couple of weeks before that when the prices went up, it's a 9. So interest can be because of price, can be because of events, but in reality, it's mostly just about the price, though. I mean, if the price is really good or really something crazy, it's when interest spikes up, and also vice versa. If the interest spikes up, it's most likely going to be showing in the price as well, or at least in volatility. So what I'm trying to say with that is, right now you don't really know what to predict for the future, and interest can really fluctuate heavily. What I then thought about was like, all right, interest, I do not know really what type of metrics you can calculate with this. I don't really know what to do with the interest, right? But one thing I thought about then as well is like, if we look back to the past, there's been tons of people who wished, or are still wishing today, that they had never sold. Or some people today, or in the past actually, that bought and that sold too quickly. Or some people in the past, they're like just begging for a redo or something like that. You guys get it though. They're begging every single day. Why is that? Because at that point when they sold, they thought the price was high. They thought they were doing a good thing. But then a couple of years later, they're like, what the frig, right? So here, somebody says on Twitter or on Reddit a couple of years ago, found this tweet from 2011 while scrolling. Would you resist the temptation to sell them at $8 if you were him? So again, the tweet reads, I wish I had kept my 1,700 Bitcoin at 6 cents instead of selling them at 30 cents. Now they're at $8, right? And this was a tweet from 2011. What's fun is that this is most likely the attitude of most people. Like, even me, even I, myself, would have probably sold the coins if they were at $1, right? Because you bought them at, let's say, 6 cents. They went to $1. You got some insane freaking profit right there. I would have probably sold as well. Maybe not everything, but I would have probably sold some. This guy, Greg Schoen, could have been a freaking multi-millionaire with his 1,700 Bitcoin here. Had he kept them, right? But he sold, and he was mad at $8 that he had sold them. Now, funny enough, right now they're at whatever are they at? 9.3K. Isn't that interesting? Is that really funny? Here he's mad that he sold them at 30 cents while they're at $8, and the same thing is going to be happening in the future. Why am I saying that? Because here, for example, somebody posted a month ago, to be remembered, 30th of September, someone sold his or her Bitcoin at $7,730. I mean, that to most people will not sound like that low of a Bitcoin price, but still, it's about a 20% lower than the prices are right now. And funnily enough, if we look into a couple of years into the future, for example, this article or this subreddit helps with that, or this, how do you say it, this thread, people regret not buying Bitcoin in 2011. Imagine it's 2025. What opportunity people missed in 2019. Again, this is what I think about very, very often, right? I really often think about these types of scenarios and types of ideas. There's so many people who regret not buying in 2011, but there's also going to be so many people who will regret selling it in 2011, and so many people who regret not buying it in 2019, or who regret selling it in 2019. And that's kind of what I want to warn you guys about. When you're saying these runs are taking too long, it's not going to happen anymore, or people are kind of falsely predicting. It's taken a long time, yes, it does. But for example, a couple of years can really change your life. In 2011, they were like, oh man, it's been so long since we saw some crazy price. Or maybe in 2015, 16, maybe at the beginning of 17, they were like, oh, it's been a couple of years since the 2013 or 14, whatever, bull run. The prices are only never going to go back up again or whatever. You know, attitudes like those, they were definitely there. And there were tons of people who sold their coins who now are wishing they had never done that. And the fun part is that you right now have the choice as well for yourself. And this goes for XRP, for Bitcoin, for any other cryptocurrency. You kind of have the choice to just hold through and kind of bet your way through this all. Because I think it's really a bet. Either crypto is going to really be booming, and really take us to the top, because interest is going to be changing at one point in the future. We all know it, right? It could not be that 2017 was the most surged or most trendy that Bitcoin or crypto or XRP will ever get. I really cannot believe that. I believe like 99.9% sure that one point in the future, and we don't know when, there is going to be another bigger run. Could be that in terms of percentages, not going to be that high, but in terms of money, it's definitely going to be way, way heavier. That's just my prediction. And funny how you can also see this in terms of cryptocurrency exchange volume. USD daily 2016 to 2019. Just check these dollar amounts, right? Just check for a second here what it started at. 31.9, lowest is $450,000, right? And you can just see kind of how it's all moving along, you know, changing back and forth, doing a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. You can now see these numbers really ramp up a little bit. And of course, Binance comes in. Hey, look at that, guys. Whew, this is US dollars daily. This is US dollars daily. Are you guys getting that? How much money is being kind of going through in example or no, in comparison to what happened a couple of years ago? I just think that's really astonishing, really astounding, and really kind of crazy to imagine that these numbers were at first considered huge and first considered really amazing. You can see here Binance in the bull run, $3 billion a day in terms of US dollars. And this, I still think it can really be tipped, quite simply. And it will happen. I still think that. Now, you might be wondering what is exactly going to value the prices of XRP or for these other cryptocurrencies, and that I'm not really quite sure about yet. I mean, it could be that it's pure speculation. It could be that it's hype, again, like 2017. I don't think so, but it could be. There's a couple other variables that need to be in place, though, but it could be a little bit of hype. Could be so many other things, and I really am so confused because, for example, Barry Garlinghouse, the CEO at Ripple, says is going to be, the next bull run is going to be derived of value. But that depends on when this bull run is going to be. If, for example, it is this year or next year, then most likely it will not be value. Why not? Because we really do not understand value in depth enough to evaluate the coins to their value. I really plainly think that that's the case. I really don't think people understand XRP's value well enough to really evaluate it. I think people still evaluate it just like 99% because of the hype and because of the speculation, because of the ideas, but really not for what it does or what it brings. I just think that's really quite interesting. And that's also why I don't really completely know what's going to be making this bull run really flow in, or how heavy it's going to be, or what's going to cause it. But there's so many theories about that. You can really read up on that for another couple hours if you want to know what's going to bring the next bull run. Another thing, though, is stop trying to time the market is just one thing I need to kind of advise y'all. Timing the market almost never works. Just have to go just have to apply the dollar cost averaging strategy, DCA in short, for at least 1 year, and you'll always be green, at least most of the time with crypto. No one who has done it for more than a year has lost money. If you started DCA in December 2017 at the all-time high, you would still be up more than 25%. Now, this is not completely true because it depends on when you bought, because DCAing is double cost averaging, so every lower point you just double up, right? But that depends depends on exactly at what points you bought. And I don't completely know at what points he's trying to say. Because you could be 25% up, but that's, in theory. In reality, it will most likely not be exactly that way. But if you do it correctly, I mean, you could have been up 25%. He also has a picture attached here. Portfolio over time. Okay, I guess that's, yeah, if you did it for a long time here. Total invested $5,100. Purchase amount. Oh, this is DCA calculator. Okay, that's what it is. Interesting. Purchase amount. Oh, yeah, you could just calculate it yourself if you want to. Share your findings on Twitter. I don't give enough of a shit to really look in depth into it. But yeah, I just find it pretty interesting and an interesting topic. But that's also a little bit of why you should not really be as eager to sell these coins and not be so impatient by saying, yeah, I'm going to get out because people are predicting gains. People are predicting gains because you're all hoping for it to happen. There's so many catalysts that are pushing towards some gains or some positive things. For example, here, Ripple and XRP are doing so many awesome things. Ripple Vietnam-based TP Bank partnership. That's just one thing. Ripple legal executive elaborates reason behind companies' concern towards regulators. This is a negative thing in the literal sense, but also I said polish because I saw PL. Positive thing because actually in the article they're saying that they're not as negative towards regulators anymore. They're mostly concerned about Libra. For example, here, MoneyGram Q3 was amazing, is what they've been saying. Here, another one is Ripple believes XP has less volatility risk than fiat for cross-border transactions. That stuff is really astonishing to hear. Federal Bank of freaking India to go live on Ripple's platform by the end of 2019. End of 2019 isn't here. What the fuck are we talking about? So yeah, I'm just really astonished and really amazed by the stuff that we're seeing here. Ripple's is Chris Larson with fintech entrepreneurs, VC launches, new alliance. I mean, there's so much positive stuff, and I can really be talking about this for a couple more days, and I want to kind of skip it for now. I want to leave it for what it is, but still, I just want to get you guys to think about this, right? Think about a couple of years into the future. You might wish in the future that you had bought earlier. Same for 2018. A lot of people, or bull run 2017, a lot of people wished they didn't sell earlier. Right? Or they wish they had bought earlier. And I just want to kind of be wary of you guys for being the same type of guy. Right? So if you're thinking crypto is going to be going up in the future, if you're still hopeful of crypto in general, I would just recommend personally, right? This is a personal advice, not financial advice, because this is personal from me to you as an individual. not as a financial advisor, as an individual, I would personally never sell all your crypto. I would always just keep a teeny weeny bit just for the sake of being involved. That's number one. But also because you never know what's going to happen. If these prices go times 1,000, yeah, it's going to be crazy for the markets. I mean, there's going to be tons of money that's going to flow in. Yeah. But I mean, you still want to be part of that when it does happen. And if it's FOMO, if it's whatever you want to kind of define it or call it, sure. But I would just consider it once more and never really step out all the way. Unless you really predict crypto, it's not going to do shit. All these cryptos are going to fail. Then get out, close your computer, don't concern yourself with it anymore, or start trading it on a day-to-day basis and don't hold anything. That's also a possibility. But again, consider the FOMO. Consider already just the fear of missing out itself, and consider missing out on it as well. Consider it. And that was it. That's my message for today. If you still decide to just sell all your coins because you think it's taking too long, you do you, right? Nothing against you. Nothing against that idea or strategy. Might be the best for you. Just want to give you guys some little mental warning that it might be hard for you to bear if these prices are at the moon at one point in the future, and that you sold at these lower prices. Just something to consider. Thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody. Have a very nice day. And also make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed and subscribe for more cool videos coming up.